Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to talk about Google's S2R, Microsoft's entry into the image creation game. Finally, we're going to talk about Anthropic Petri and this cool thing called Wild Bloom. And then we're going to talk about the best new browser out there, ChatGPT Atlas. All right, here we go. Welcome to Brain. Brilliantly reported artificial intelligence news.
I like it. Speaking of brilliance, here's how the show's going to go. We're going to talk through those 5 items. We're going to talk about some business applications for them, how you can use them to enhance your current processes or start something new. And then we're going to do a little session called Brain Teasers, where we sort of rapid fire through some smaller releases or ideas that we just don't have time to unpack today. And we might hit on some AI-focused Kickstarters as well. Why don't you get started?
Okay. Let's start with our sponsor, Kaleo AI. Let me tell you about Kaleo AI, the translation app that's made for your church to reach anyone in your community. So Kaleo instantly opens up your church to more than 150 different languages with translations available for your Sunday services, classes and programs, sermon recordings, and any other documents and video resources. Kaleo's translation models are custom trained on theological concepts and biblical vocabulary. Kaleo envisions a future where language is no longer a barrier to the gospel, where anyone in your community can hear the gospel of Jesus Christ and be discipled in their heart language. Sign up at withkaleo.com and start translating your church services with 4 hours of free translation. And for viewers of this show, they will do a VIP white glove onboarding.
Ooh.
So that's very nice. I've seen Aiden wear white gloves, and he is a dapper individual in white gloves.
I said you should go first, but I actually think that what they do is a good entry to Google's S2R.
Okay.
So Google, when you speak to your home assistant or your phone, it takes an audio recording, it turns that into written words, and then it takes those words and searches for the corresponding content that returns the content.
Right.
There's
words.
Yeah. It all just translates it into English
text,
words, letters, and then searches. And what Google kind of realizes we can skip that middle piece by taking the meaning of the spoken words, the audio, turn that into a representation of meaning, and then match that meaning to the results, skipping the entire text translation portion. So
that's mind-blowing.
Yeah. So to kind of break down how that works, an LLM, it's based on tokens. So it's made up of a whole bunch of tokens, which are parts of words or full words or punctuation.
Whole phrases, it depends. Yeah.
Yeah, and associations are built with vectors. So if you had, let's say, a king and man, and you plotted them in a 3D space, and you had the opposites, a queen and a woman, and you plotted them in a 3D space, the vectors would actually you could draw a line between them as opposites.
Yep.
King and man would have a vector that's similar. Queen and woman would have a vector that's similar.
Right.
So there's sort of these trajectories that kind of point paths like through a map to help you find meaning. Yeah. So we're basically just taking those vectors and aligning them with other vectors and skipping that whole translation step.
Yeah,
it's really, really crazy. It really moves away from the words that you say to what you meant. And to go back to our other Kaleo intro, because sometimes you said epistle and not a pistol.
Yes.
They've also taken all of that audio that they used for training and made it publicly available.
Wow.
Through what they call the simple voice questions dataset, SVQ dataset, which you can download on GitHub or through Google's blog.
How big is that data set?
34,000 recorded spoken questions. There's clean audio. There's background noise, like cars or chatter, this sort of thing.
Crazy.
And you can use that to train your own models in your place of work or at home or whatever, wherever you're training your models.
Yeah.
I think one thing that it really highlights is that we can kind of start looking at the way that we're processing data a little bit differently. I think it's a very, very creative approach.
Yeah.
And it shows that there was a lot of forethought in the way that the components were made, that they fit so well together, like a puzzle, that they could actually remove the middle puzzle piece and stick them together. There would be, so you sometimes wonder, like, why are the AI engineers that they're hiring getting paid like world-class athletes' salaries?
Like 10 million, 20 million, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, think about how much time was saved by the forethought that went into how that system was made, that they could then remove that piece.
Yeah. And there probably is a direct correlation between like eliminating those pieces and the cost of the electricity required to run through those pieces.
Oh, and so teams of people. Man. So all the teams, all the hardware, all the time using the hardware, the power, the cooling.
Yep.
Everything was saved because of the forethought that went into how it was made.
That is one of the things that I'm discovering in this new era of like AI designed everything. It feels like I'm pressing an update button every day. Like these teams that are using their AI enhanced thinkers, they're creating new features, developing new efficiencies like at breakneck speed and launching them. You know, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable. Yeah.
So SVQ, you can download it. It's 17 languages, 26 different locales. It's available now to just go and get and start building products.
So what is it? So functionally, though, it basically is just a speedier way for the AI to return a proper response,
faster and more accurately.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep.
Cool. Let's talk about Anthropic Petri. Have you heard about it?
I have not.
Okay. It's pretty cool, but it's also kind of ironic. There's an irony to it. So it's an open source tool that Anthropic released for testing AI's risky behaviors. So you can download the library, and the framework or approach that they've taken is they've built an agent to determine and push your risky requests through, and it effectively listens to the output thinking of a model.
Like the train of thought?
A train of thought. It's train of thought thinking, and then does some recursive analysis on how it thought and how it came to its thoughts, and then effectively is another agent that kind of compels the process to either be this was risky or this was not. It kind of grades the output. I just find it interesting that the same team that said that 80% of the code that they're releasing was been written by its own agent would release an agent to keep track of its own agents, thinking that, that it's going to just do this alignment thing kind of in an authentic, automated way.
Yeah.
And I think that is the real nut that we're trying to crack in the alignment space.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we guarantee that these things are going to work for us and not against us? And it basically is the way I thought about it, or even kind of think of describing it, is like imagine you are a doctor and you are doing surgery on yourself as you are providing an actual treatment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
What I kind of consider like is like my sons. Yeah. It's like brothers. It's like you make sure he doesn't get in any trouble.
That's true. That
and they're just they're like, like I might rat him out unless he's got a better deal for me. Like so there's sort of a little bit of a conflict that could happen in there where the systems are like, if we don't want to go down too far the dark avenues of AI.
I think it's amazing that they're doing it.
Yeah.
I think that they're releasing an approach to being able to evaluate risk is good.
Yeah.
We have to do that. It's just fascinating that they're, it was probably written by Claude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Is the intention that it would monitor things like how data is being processed, or it would monitor how code is being developed? Like, what's kind of the application that you see?
To be honest, I think they're just broadly trying to make sure that they're tackling the alignment issues across large language models in general. So they're providing it as an open source tool so that I can imagine any teams working on unique LLMs or machine learning, like on Hugging Face, or individual teams who don't have the resources of this billion-dollar company called Anthropic, could still use it to test the alignment and outputs of their models. So I think it's a tool broadly for the AI industry. I think that's kind of how they've approached it. And I don't think it has a market target. It's more just like you can use this tool to test.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
And it's available now. Where can I get it?
Yeah, you can get it from the Anthropic website. Actually, you can download it from GitHub. It's available as of last week.
It's called Peach Cans.
It's called Petri dish. Petri.
Yeah. Sorry, Peach Tree?
No.
Or Petri?
Petri. Like a
Petri,
Petri.
like a Petri dish. I definitely heard Peach Tree.
Did you hear Peach Tree?
Yeah.
I meant Petri.
We're going to get some cobbler later.
Yum.
Okay, so the next thing that I'd like to talk about is Microsoft's new image generator. It debuted.
It's called Paint.
Yeah. It's actually got a great name. It's MAI Image One, or MAI Image One. It joins other awesomely named products like My Voice One and My Preview. So very, very clever naming. Although I have seen that you can't really win in the naming game with AI. Right, like you look at Qwen and be like, what are all these numbers here? Like, that's a silly name. And then Codex comes out and they're like, it's not a Codex. You just said that because it's called code. So you can't win.
No.
You try to come up with something creative, people are like, it's stupid.
You can't come up with this through AI.
Yeah. It's just literally Microsoft AI Image One. That's
right.
They just called it what it is. So
there's value in calling things what they are.
Yeah. So it debuted in the top 10 in LM Arena. If you don't know LM Arena, basically you put in a prompt and it gives you results from two different models, and you just say this one or this one.
Yeah,
that's it. So you can actually go and test it out. I think it's the only place you can test it out right now. When I checked on Copilot, it was still using ChatGPT's image generation.
DALL-E 3.
It actually was. Yeah, it's using ChatGPT 4.0 or DALL-E 3. So you have to go to LM Arena right now. I do have 3 sample images that we can take a look at.
Yeah.
So they focused on specifically light and how it reflects and how it wraps around items, or objects, and realism. So other models want to produce everything. Any different type of art, different styles, that sort of thing, or physics focuses. They focused on light and realism. So we'll look at 3, one from MAI Image One, 2.5 Flash Preview, and Qwen.
Yeah.
So I chose to draw a dog picking up a ball in water because I thought that would give enough texture between like fur, wet fur, water dripping off of a ball, dripping off of a mouth, splashing, reflections, all that. So that's what MAI came up with. Pretty good. I noticed that the waves coming off of the ball are not really round. They're kind of squared. This was Gemini's Flash Preview.
Yeah,
which is pretty good. No drips. The water is sort of receding away from his paws, which is kind of interesting. And then this was Qwen. Sheesh. So I don't know which one you think kind of looks.
I think that one, Qwen, looks like the most flawless, like that could have happened in real life.
Yeah, I agree. The way the splashes in the water are, it definitely feels a lot better. But you guys can let us know in the comments, like which one do you think looked the realest? I thought it was kind of interesting that all 3 of them produced golden retrievers.
Yeah,
like you say, dog getting ball from lake. I didn't specify that. They all gave me a golden retriever getting a ball from the lake.
It is happening. They are all one thing.
Yeah, it could be the same dog. Like you could
Right.
tell people,
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
I took
Hey,
3 pictures of my dog.
We always go to this pond, these 3 ponds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also interesting. Microsoft gave him a red ball. I generated 2 images with Microsoft. He had a red ball in both. And the other models all did tennis balls.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? I don't know.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
But it's fascinating. It actually does. It's quite impressive that looks that real right now.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of yesterday I opened up my my first account with Midjourney when it first came out. And I had you could only access it through Discord, through the Discord bot. And so when I logged in with this old email to see my old pictures, it is mind-blowing how far along things have come.
Yeah.
That was 4 years ago.
Well, it's funny, and this is going back to the last episode. I don't want to go too far back, but there were videos that came out showing the difference from those original Will Smith eating spaghetti to Sora 2.
Yep.
And how far we came in just 2 years. Like it's remarkable. And yet with Sora 2, people are like, it's okay. It's like, no, it's amazing. It's amazing what it's producing.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not a real dog.
No.
Nothing here is real.
Yeah.
And yet, if you didn't know it was AI generated, you would have to look at it really closely to know if it was.
Yep.
Why this release matters. Microsoft's finally creating their own stuff. I think that's important. Yep. When you consider how Copilot is just ChatGPT for, and that even GitHub Copilot is just
because it's owned by Microsoft.
Yeah, it's using Codex. Yep. So it is really important that Microsoft starts to produce their own models, and the fact that their first one is within the top 10.
Yeah,
you don't have to be number 1.
No,
they were built for a purpose, which is realism.
Yep.
And light control. So
for sure.
Really good debut, and really good to see that they're actually making some of their own stuff.
Yeah.
Good job, Microsoft.
Way to go, Mikey. Okay. Can I just talk about this? I wanted the creator of this thing to get on to the show. I was going to try to interview him ahead of time and kind of add him to the show, but I haven't been able to get a hold of him. But I'm going to talk about it anyways because it absolutely blew my mind. So you may know I used to build games, and I have a company called HitGrab. We make games, social network games primarily. And I found on LinkedIn this guy. His name is Burak Gök. He's from Turkey. And he created this game called Wild Bloom. It is stunningly beautiful. It's like a cozy, think Peter Rabbit style or kind of coziness, like a quaint little world, but really, really high-end renders of all these different bunnies, and it's a super cute game. He did it all himself, and the process was 80% AI. On Instagram, he goes by Opus Geo, and so follow him. He's got an amazing account, and he updates the progress of the game builds. He used Hunyuan 3D for the 3D modeling with Blender 3D, which he does the rigging and the animations in. So that's the part of the process that he feels needs more AI. Like if there was an animation AI he could build, or that someone could build, that would have made it even more than 80%. But effectively, he's building these concepts inside of Google Labs Whisk and Flow, and then he brings them into Hunyuan 3D, which basically takes an image and turns it into a 3D mesh. And then he brings those 3D meshes with textures. Oh, it also does the painting. So it does the mesh and the painting of the textures. And then he brings them into Blender and fixes the stuff and then animates them and then brings them into the game world that he's building.
Amazing.
He's building in Godot, which is crazy.
Do you have a sample of it on that piece of paper you have?
I'm going to show a video of the game right now.
I generate my concept art with AI. I quickly write in-game scripts and core code with AI assistance. I use AI to streamline my production workflow and create helpful how-to guides. Currently, I'm working on a game called Wild Bloom, an exploration game set in a cozy forest where you collect herbs and mushrooms, craft healing blends, and discover the magic of nature. This project is something I started to test and challenge myself. It's intentionally a small, unplanned experiment, built to explore, learn, and share the process as openly as possible. My goal is to build a sustainable IP on my own using new generation technologies and to share this journey transparently. On this developer journey, I'm using open source software as much as possible, aiming to show that anyone can create games like this and to inspire others to start their own projects. Along the way, I talk about AI-assisted production, the 3D artist perspective, and all the advantages and challenges of being a solo creator.
That is amazing. That prompt there
Yes.
is exactly
The details.
it's like, so that prompt in the video is exactly how you should start AI projects.
Yes.
Which is asking AI, here's my idea. Where do I get started?
That's right.
Build a plan for me. And we talked about this last week with developing stuff.
Exactly.
You have to ask it to make up the plan for you. Then you can take the plan and work from it, or have the AI agents work from it.
You could even be as meta as going, I don't know how to make a proper plan.
Yes.
Please make sure that you make a plan that would be good inside of an AI framework. Like, here's the tool I would like to use. Make sure the prompt you craft for me works within that AI environment. You know? Whatever one it is.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
like even as a game developer, he has a game developer background. He knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
He's not trying to get AI to do the whole thing. He's augmenting his own skills so he can do it faster.
Let's talk about that when we're talking about the business ideas, because I think that's an unseen opportunity that people don't take. It's like, you don't need the whole thing in your business to be AI. You don't have to replace people in your business to be AI, but you can dramatically augment their already known things, their abilities with AI.
Yeah, and actually, when we get to our next subject, I've got a bunch on that as well.
Yeah, so that's basically it. I was just floored at what this guy was able to do with a little bit of his own, obviously his own skill and experience, but then replacing a giant portion of his workflow so that he could get to the storytelling of the game. You know what I mean? Like
it's the storytelling, right? It's back to that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was just mind blowing. Hopefully, at some point, I'll be able to reach out to him, and I would love to have him on the show.
Yeah,
because he's like the epitome of what you could see augmenting just anyone in their day-to-day lives and in their work, doing things much faster, much better than they could before.
Cool. There was another small release that happened recently.
It's a tiny little thing.
Yeah, a little thing called OpenAI Atlas. Browser, a web browser. I was thinking that like a browser is not really what it does. It's more of like a doer, like a web doer.
A web doer.
Yeah,
it's true.
They should rename the whole
segment.
line of products.
You know, like Perplexity's Comet and ChatGPT's Atlas. They're not browsers.
They're web
doers.
Web doers. Yeah,
I like it. Okay, that's what we're gonna be calling them from now on. Web doers. Hey, what web doer do you use?
So silly. So yeah, so I as soon as I saw the release, I'm like, I got to get this web doer. And the I think you found the same thing, that the migration tool was super easy. It was seconds, and it was like
there was an intelligence behind moving it.
Yes. But like all of your like bookmarks, passwords, history,
your cache,
everything was instantly moved over.
Yeah.
Which was remarkable.
The thing that I found remarkable was the funnel to get me to go in to get it. I was in Chrome. I'm inside of ChatGPT, and I open it up, and at the bottom, there's this new thing, display ads inside of ChatGPT. Did you see? That's how I got it. That's what that's why I messaged you.
Well,
with
I
it.
saw that you sent. I thought,
There's.
I don't
this,
read everything
there's
you
this-
send me.
so
Most of it's
it was
nonsense.
like the first instance of me seeing a display ad inside of ChatGPT. So it was like they're testing their display ads
on their own product.
which I think is delightful.
Yeah.
So smart. But that was the flow. Yeah, from Chrome into ChatGPT into ChatGPT Atlas through a display ad inside of ChatGPT. And yes, the transition to ChatGPT Atlas was so easy. Also, I found myself inside that environment after I've been using it for about a day, I guess a whole day, 24, let's call it that. This morning, I tried to get back using Chrome, and I already feel like it's missing some of the features from Atlas.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more mixed on it than I am.
Yeah.
So if you yeah. So if you remember when like Google Chrome kind of came out and you installed it, and all of a sudden the first thing you see is a search bar inside there, or if you go to the address bar, it's either like search in the address bar, and that was like amazing.
Yes, totally.
So it's kind of, if you haven't used it yet, that's kind of what it's like.
Yeah.
The main window is your ChatGPT window. The address bar is actually invisible. It's totally hidden. If you click where you think it should be, it appears.
That's right.
And then you can type in your queries or your URL. I did find myself about 15 minutes in wanting to search for something. Like I didn't love that everything was this ChatGPT response.
Yep.
But they have added across the top, there's like a few buttons that are what would be your search results that would just go to a page.
Yes, like 4 different types of categorizations of types of queries, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you can say, did you mean image? Did you mean search? Did you mean, and so you just click the button and it'll show you those things. This was an image search. This was and it'll go and search the web for those things. So it is scraping web data somehow and showing it in the results.
I found that one thing that I thought was missing was like the like plugins, like browser plugins, like for screenshotting and like all those sorts of things. They're not there. Presumably they're going to add them.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to do with the agent browser doer what Anthropic is doing with skills, which is similar to what most people have plugged into their agents with MCP. It's basically, I bet you they're going to try to make plugins more agents than plugins. So it'll be add this particular type of ability to your agent and then ask the agent to do it. I think that would be the natural course of action from this approach.
I just think that clicking that chat window button and saying, give me a screenshot of this is way longer than hitting the button.
That's fair. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what their approach. I guess,
or like a color picker.
Yeah.
Right. Like sometimes you got to grab colors off of. Probably different jobs have different needs than what I have.
Yes, yes.
But and I'm sure that's coming. I'm sure it's coming.
What I found interesting, because you posted a few videos on YouTube and on socials about the different approaches to using it and what it can do on its own. I think that is a surprising feature that most people don't naturally make the browser do to start. Like when I first installed it, I wasn't automatically thinking, I was just thinking it was like a ChatGPT prompt. I wasn't looking at the whole browser as an agentic workflow. And so it was when I saw your first video, I was like, holy crap, you can actually make it do things. The doer, the browser, is doing the things. And that's really mind-blowing.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the video, so there were two kind of tasks I gave it. The first one was because I've worked a lot in nonprofits. I said, find me the food bank nearest me and give it $10. And so it searched for which ones were close to me.
So
it browsed to the website. The site has some recommended giving amounts.
The videos are short, so you don't get the full context of like the flow that you went through.
Yeah,
but it is amazing.
Yeah, it just does it. It updates all of the fields you need. When it got to the credit card, it told me I had to put it in.
Yeah,
so I did that. Now I did it on Amazon.
Will it remember the credit card?
So not there, but with Amazon remembers my information. So you
Yes.
could go on there and say, I need all this stuff for a kid's, I don't know what kids are into,
Party.
birthday party.
Mhm.
Buy me all the things, and
Yeah,
it'll
what
go
a
and add it all to the cards.
Yeah.
To the cart, and when it's ready to check out, it'll have you look at it and
Yeah.
then say, "Are you ready?" Yes. One click, checked out. So you can do quite complicated processes with it. There was another thing I tested, which was to open up my my Facebook Ads Manager, my ads performance page, and say, how are they doing? Give me some recommendations on how to improve my ads. And so it started. At first, it just looked at what was on the screen because it was using the kind of its standard mode, and came back with some like click through rates, stuff like this.
Sit at the cottage and just have it do everything.
Yeah.
Just like what?
Yeah.
It went through your Facebook ads. Did it offer real recommendations?
Well, I was about to get to that part of the story,
Which is why I needed to stop you and really let people at home just grasp what we're talking about here.
Yeah. So at first it just looked at what was on the like visually in the window. And so all it came back with was click through rates, because that's all that was kind of visible. And it could infer some audience criteria and that sort of thing. But then I turned on agent mode and said, again, like, tell me how they're doing. And the train of thought showed, like, first I'm going to show these columns. I'm going to adjust which columns are visible within the table. I'm going to click through and then actually did a much deeper analysis on how the ads were performing.
Wow.
At the end, I said, I want you to make me a table of data, and I want you to make me some graphs that show how each audience is performing, and upload it all to Google Drive. It couldn't do that.
Okay.
So it can't actually write to Google Drive, which I thought, I was actually really disappointed with that.
Very surprised.
Because, we set up like Lindy automations. It does that.
Yeah.
What it did was it browsed to my Google Drive and it clicked the upload button, which opened up the OS upload screen, which it can access.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it definitely failed at that,
yeah.
because it was clicking the button that then it triggered something that it couldn't control.
Yeah.
So it's almost there, and
yes.
And this is where I kind of I come down a little bit on my view of the product, because I feel like it's maybe another exciting but not quite complete product from OpenAI.
So what's fascinating to me is, just in light of that, this acquisition of this other company yesterday by OpenAI called Sky. Well, the company is not called Sky, but their product is called Sky. And it is an OS first AI company built all around the Mac platform. So that, I think, and they were just purchased by OpenAI. So I suspect, and it's this team has been working. They sold Workflow, the shortcuts app, to Apple. This was that company. So they're very deeply aware, and they have deep knowledge of the approach to the UI and what things can the UIs do for the operating system. So when OpenAI bought them, I was like, that's so brilliant, because where the limitation comes from, things like agent not being able to click through and actually do real work. There's a wall there at some point. There are people working on that problem.
Well, once it starts interacting with your operating system, it's a different game. And we saw that with Cursor, right? When it has shell access.
Oh man,
it's a game changer. How much it can do.
Totally.
So once it can start actually interacting with my operating system, then it becomes something different. But I just thought, like, it's similar to AgentKit, where it was like, wow, this could be something really awesome, but you've missed some steps.
For sure.
Now, perhaps in my disappointment, I did something that I feel dirty about, Joel. And you've known me for a while, and you know some of my secrets.
Welcome to the booth. You can share whatever confessions you need to.
I never thought I would do this. I promised people I would not do this.
Okay.
And I did it. I installed Edge on my Mac with the promise.
Sorry, folks. That completes the show. With that, we have to call it. You can't say that on camera.
I know there are people that do like Edge, and we just
Who? Name some.
IT
Name
guys.
some.
IT managers love Edge.
No, don't. They don't even.
So they released an update 2 days after
Who cares?
after
Yes, is the question. I guess keep
2
going.
days after Atlas came out, they came out with an update, and they said that they now have support for a thing called Copilot actions within the browser. So Edge has a Copilot banner. They actually had that before Atlas came out.
Oh wait.
And they enable. So I wanted to compare. I wanted to see.
Telling me is that Microsoft has again basically tacked on GPT-4 into their browser. It's not even their tool.
Yeah. No, so they actually they did release Edge with that Copilot banner back in June,
right?
I think.
Okay.
But what was new was the Copilot actions, which is like the agentic mode.
Right.
They introduced a thing called Journeys, which looks back at your past browsing. It helps you jump back in. They have browser history based personalization. It went worse than it did with Atlas. I could not get the features to show. I got the thing. The agent mode was
surprised.
My version number was correct. I asked Copilot, where are the buttons? And in very typical Microsoft fashion, it took me to a knowledge base that had the wrong information. And then it took me to another blog that was supposed to say the knowledge base is wrong, but here's how you actually do it. And that didn't work. Yeah. I put it on my PC and it didn't work.
Wow.
So I really did want to try to compare them. And I couldn't.
We cannot. But this is like, oh man, it's so typical. It's like, it's not even good enough to make a real evaluation. But like, you shouldn't release software if it's not good enough to even make an evaluation.
And we're talking about, we're not talking about a brand new product. We're talking about Edge.
Edge has been
which
around.
Exists. And we're talking about an addition to Edge. They should work together. It's not like they release something new onto something they don't know about. They own that whole little box.
I feel like they are in a little black box somewhere in Microsoft, working within their own confines and not actually engaging with the real world, so that they can't get the feedback as to whether or not it actually is working. Like, and that's anyways. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's enough poo-pooing upon Microsoft.
Come after me.
Yeah, so going back to the agentic workflows and being able to task them, and how you incorporate that in business.
Let me just say this: the best AI that Microsoft has ever done, best AI work they've ever done, is the depiction of Cortana in the Halo series.
Yes, they inspired a lot of really good work that was done by others.
Yep. Entirely fictitious, just like the rest of the products. Let's keep going.
So when you're considering like how you're going to roll out AI with your employees and with your teams, especially like agentic workflows, you really need to. I was listening to a really great talk. I'll have to put it in the comments who it was. But they were talking about how you have to have a plan for what people will do with the time you've gained for them. Otherwise, they will go to the cottage. They will have an extra coffee break with their colleagues. They will flip through some reels while they watch the mouse click around in their window.
Yep.
And that's not really solving the problem.
Yeah, there is an analogous situation that's been happening for many years now, and that is when graphic designers or 3D artists would render out their work, and the renders would take hours upon hours upon hours to do, and effectively that 3D artist who's working on that scene could not do anything else because they were being held up. And so a bunch of different people attempted to like, oh, let's multidisciplinary let's teach them other skills that they can use. They ended up not doing that because that wasn't their passion. They really want to focus on 3D art. But it's, again, that's a repeat of something that happened even further in the past, which was when code was being compiled. It would take hours and hours for proper code to be compiled, and you'd have to figure out what the outputs were and whether or not they were properly synced. And there was all kinds of different issues for code compiling. It's this like, it seems like we're always going to have this problem, or at least the problem's repeating itself, where it's like we make gains in efficiencies and we don't know what to do with the time we've gained. And that's a big problem.
Yeah. Yeah, even like I was even tempted to kind of watch this mouse move around. And I had in my head that if I leave it to go to another tab, it'll stop doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
And that's not what happens.
Exactly.
I don't need to see it. You see a mouse moving around, it's not a mouse.
Yeah.
It's not your mouse. It's not a mouse. You can leave it and the mouse will keep doing its work.
That's right.
So you have to have a plan. If you're going to roll out tools that give you time back, what are you going to do with that time? The other thing is that you have to teach managers how to manage agents so that those managers can then teach their employees how to manage agents.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't start teaching that kind of top level that's managing people how to manage agents, it's not a fair expectation to expect that your coordinator or specialist that they're going to be able to do that.
Yep. That reminds me of, and we mentioned it, I think, in passing in another conversation here, but agent skills, the release by Anthropic, where you're effectively offering some contextual files around a known skill. So a good example would be finances. Here are financial reports. Here's an Excel spreadsheet. Here's the SOP on how to do an analysis of this spreadsheet. And you give all those files in a little container to an agent, to, in this particular case, it would be Anthropic's Claude agent. And what it does is when the context of the information is asked in a request from a user, so in the chat window, it'll automatically look through its skills first, just as a library, and go like, do I know how to do this? Do I have context that's broad enough to do this? And most managers, like you're talking about, who are managing agents, will have the ability to properly keep people agents and people in their lanes, right? So, hey, you're a marketing manager. Here's the marketing agent that we've built for you. It knows how to do these tasks. If you find you need to bolt on some extra tasks, we can teach it that. Know that you're going to be managing this agent and the people around the results of what this agent creates. I think that's going to be a huge thing. Like people management and soft skills will still require the technical acumen to understand what the outputs are. But it's going to be much clearer about, hey, the outputs are here. What do we do with them, right? And that's, it's that development of people side of things. Yeah. That's gonna be huge.
Okay. I think it's worth saying at this point, if you're around to this point and you have not subscribed, please do. You've clearly found that there's something interesting here.
Yeah.
Whether you're trying to figure out what's happening with Joel's face or you're just interested in the content, now's a great time to hit that subscribe button.
I will say this. Also, we haven't mentioned it, but we do consulting work on AI with AI teams. We've done a number of different projects. So if you're interested, as well as just going beyond the click and subscribe and commenting, and you're like, these guys sound interesting, maybe they know what they're talking about. That might be the case. And we could let you know that in a meeting. We do some consulting work on the AI stuff. So wanted to mention it here. Thanks.
Time for brain teasers.
Brain teasers.
Brain teasers.
Okay. All right. I mentioned this already. Brain teaser number 1.
Yeah.
OpenAI acquires Sky.
Yes.
It can see your desktop. So Sky is this app that it's only for the Mac desktop, and it's feeding real-time desktop views into this AI library, and it's assisting you by contextually offering you the best next step or the best next options, or calculating really what it thinks you're going to do next within the context of the windows you have open. So it kind of knows all the different stuff you have open. It looks like you're going to be taking a note from this phone call you took. Do you want me to transcribe? And it does it speedily. Like offers little options right in the UI to make those moves. That's crazy. And they were just bought by OpenAI the day before yesterday or something.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see what half-built product they release next.
Yes, exactly.
Cloudflare has officially entered the agentic payment scene. They have now enabled like a pay-per-crawl gateway where they can require, or customers can actually turn on the feature that requires that AI agents leave a penny at the door on their way in order to crawl the site.
Right.
It differentiates between humans versus agents, and sends them to different spots. It'll just return a 402 error if they don't pay. They can block them entirely. So I don't want money, but I'm also just not letting you in.
Yep.
Then you can also segment and redirect traffic. So you could send an agent to one version of the site and humans to a different version of the site. Because an agent just, I think markup language is important. I think some high content hierarchy is important.
Right, for sure. The structure of semantic data matters. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, but you don't need to have ads displayed or at top level navigation displayed necessarily. Maybe some sort, but you can make it a lot faster for agents to browse.
Yep.
And so now how do you look at, like, this is where GEO like really becomes a thing, is where you have a site specifically made for an agent. I'm so old that I built websites that made sounds in the navigation. Like that's how old I am. And we used to direct certain like mobile traffic to a certain site, like back at like Nokia Series 30, Series 40 phones that had like a little thing like this, or Blackberries, and you would send them to a different version of the site that was made for a teeny tiny screen, on a terrible device with no data.
Yeah, the word responsive means something. It was responding to the fact that the browser needed to be different sizes and there are different devices, and responding means the audience is different than what just the general view is. You know what I mean? Like there is a different look. How am I saying? Yeah,
nailed that one. Nailed that one. That one's done.
I'm gonna remove that. This edit's gonna
also
this episode's gonna be short. All right, continue.
Oh, I don't remember where I was.
The context for agents versus humans.
So we can actually start considering how an agent is going to look at the site and build it so that the agent can do it better.
You made a good point in your video.
I've made many good points.
Okay, but this is the one decent point you made in that video. It was about the fact that if it's human readable, if it's useful for humans, then it would likely be useful and readable by agents as well.
Yeah. Well, I said that.
You did say that. It was quite profound. Yeah. I was kind of wondering whether or not you got AI to write the content for you when you said it.
Yeah.
But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt right now.
Yeah, easier for computers to read is usually easier for humans to read as well.
Yep.
Actually, that was this is too much of a tangent.
Did you say tangent?
Tangent. Yeah.
Tangent?
Like a beauty tangent.
Are you just tagging agent on all of your consonants now? Is it tangent and a cagent and a magent and like what is?
Yeah.
Okay, should we go on a tangent now?
If you'd like.
Okay.
Like your green pageant.
AI Apply.
Yes.
AIapply.ai is a tool that helps you write your resume and then automatically submits it to the big job posting sites, and they guarantee that it is 80% more effective at getting you the job just by using their service.
Totally unnecessary with Atlas
Absolutely.
and agent mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally, just you can literally give it your resume, say apply. You could tell it the jobs you want, whether you want hybrid, whether you want the salary to be, you could list everything that you want and tell it modify the points in my resume to match the job listing before submitting it.
Right. Yep.
And then you can go and have your coffee.
But
and
what will you do with all that extra time?
Yeah. maybe there's a reason you've been looking at how to update your resume.
Coming from someone who always applies to everything out there.
Yeah. Lindy announced that they've made Claude 4.5 Haiku the default model. It's their most balanced model. It's faster. It's more efficient. 3 times cheaper token cost.
Way cheaper.
Agents feel a lot faster, a lot snappier because it's so much faster, and provides more consistent outputs across a wider range of tasks. Did I say it was also 3 times cheaper?
Yes, you did. And I agree that is the highlight, is like Haiku is fast and efficient. Yeah, totally. I was going to mention, but I think I mentioned it already because it was just such big news, is this Claude skills thing. But one of the things that I didn't mention was that right inside of Claude Desktop, if you're using Claude Desktop and you go into the I believe it's behaviors, or there's a term for it. It's in the settings. You can turn on a skill building skill. So if you're trying to think of like, oh, I need to be good at marketing, or I need an agent skill that is amazing with finance because I'm about to do a report on financial reports for the quarter or whatever. You can actually go right into turn on the skill builder skill and ask it to build you a skill for that particular type of thing, and it'll go and fetch all the right documentation. It'll build that little skill, and then it's just a toggle in your settings that you can turn on and off whenever you want.
Wow,
it's pretty great. I think like it deserves much more coverage than it's got. This agent skills thing, it's going to be really huge.
Yeah. OpenAI and Broadcom.
Oh yeah.
So OpenAI just cannot stop eating chips. They've entered a multi-year partnership to co-develop and deploy 10 gigawatts.
I saw
of AI accelerators. That's the number they like.
I saw the most interesting infographic about the circular feeding of money in and out of OpenAI from different investors and AI chip makers and all these different basically circular relationships.
Oracle.
All of the biggest tech companies feeding into this AI maelstrom.
Well, what OpenAI has done as they've grown so big, they've made it so that other large players cannot afford for OpenAI to lose.
Yeah.
They have to win for everybody else to win. And if they lose, everybody loses. Yeah. So they've taken their own interest and gone from, we want to grow and we'll use your things. It's, we're going to grow. You're either going to grow with us or you're going to sink.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, it's kind of a smart move, kind of scary, but it's, but it
is their approach.
Yeah.
It's similar to someone saying like, hey, I might default on my $100,000 loan from the bank. Oh, the bank's going to come for the loan. But a bank won't come for someone who goes like, I might default on my $1.3 billion loan. It's like this scale of the scale of the weight of the spend determines the impetus for the survival of the thing, right? So like the larger the spend here, the more assured people want to be that this thing will succeed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have you another one?
No, I have no others.
Shocking. Nvidia.
No, I do. Oh. Home with Gemini is coming. So Google Home, if you have it, it was launched as in for all devices yesterday. So if you haven't tested it yet, I haven't yet, but I'm going to report back how it's changed, if at all, for my home. I think I've got 7 different the little pucks that they work with, supposedly. I'll test it out and I'll report back in a few weeks.
That's an excellent bit of not news from you.
Yeah.
Nvidia DGX Spark.
You already talked about this last week or the week before even. This was 2 weeks ago.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
I think you did, actually.
No, I don't think so.
Is it a tiny little device?
We talked about it.
Yes.
We talked about it on Tuesday when talking about what we're going to talk about on the show.
Okay, keep going. I could be wrong, but I'm going to check because I'm
Well, you have your phone? Because I don't want to talk about it if we've already talked about it. Maybe Adrian remembers if we talked.
Do you remember? Okay,
She
win.
She has been thinking about DGX Spark the whole week.
She's like, no, man, you totally covered DGX Spark. No, you didn't.
We didn't.
Okay, it's
We
my
didn't.
fault.
We talked
You're
about.
totally right. We talked about it at lunch.
Yes,
and
but
it's fine.
what we did talk about the other week was 2 devices on Kickstarter.
Yes.
that were for self-hosted LLMs.
Okay.
The DGX Spark is another little Big Mac sized. I like using food for sizes. Okay, it's a Big Mac sized
things.
computer. It's about $4,000. It's supposed to run a 200B model locally. That's
Ridiculous.
Crazy big.
Unbelievable.
You can chain 2 of them together to run a 400B model. I asked ChatGPT to do the math and say what level of GPU do I need to host the 200B model? Now it said that at FP16, so that's kind of the accuracy of the model, a non-quantized model. I guess 16 is technically whatever.
Yep.
It said that I could get away with about a dozen NVIDIA A100s, which are $15,000 each. So I could, with a couple $100,000 investment, I could do that.
You could
or I could buy the little cheeseburger.
Yeah.
The Spark DGX. It has 128 gigabytes of unified memory. So it is saying a 200B quantized model down to FP4.
Right.
That would work. And they're talking about inference, not training. So
yes,
you can host a model.
But it has to be pre-trained prior to going onto the DGX.
Yes, you can do some training, but it says you can fine-tune models up to 70 billion parameters, which is still huge.
Big,
it's still huge.
Yep.
Or run AI development and testing workloads with AI models up to 200 billion parameters. That's
how much is it?
$4,000.
$4,000?
Yeah.
Why don't I own it?
It's poor. It's slightly more than what I paid for my little server that does not do that.
How big is the biggest model you've tried to load?
13B.
Okay, that's
yeah.
It's a model.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is a like a FP4. So
yeah.
It is heavily compressed.
Yes.
Down. It's not saying you can go and get like a massive model full strength.
And I wonder how many of these can you serialize or parallelize?
2.
Just 2.
Yeah.
You cannot. Okay.
Yeah, and I think there's a special connector that does it. Like like it's not just like plug it into your Ethernet. Like it's
2 hamburgers.
It's yeah. I didn't note the type of connector. But there is a connector specifically for that.
Yep. One of the notes about that AI application site that I wrote down was like, I saw another thing on LinkedIn yesterday, which was this guy who was turning any AI applications that he was getting into different macaroni and cheese recipes. So he built an auto detector for these AI that would detect whether or not your resume was done in AI. And instead of displaying your resume, it would display a macaroni and cheese recipe. It was just like this way of him.
What a time to be alive!
I know. The world is so amazing right now.
Okay, I have a couple
Kickstarters, yes.
So Yoga VR AI that we talked about last time. There's currently 2 backers.
Yeah,
it's been a while. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Ubo Pod, the other little cheeseburger sized.
How are they doing?
They're 127% funded.
What?
Now that one's super tiny. That's like a home automation thing. It's not anything too crazy. The LCMD AI powered microserver and private cloud with Nvidia Orin kit.
Yes, the Orin in there.
They've done well. They're at 2,900% funded.
Okay.
And that one's quite cool. But I think that the price point on it is pretty high. Like I think it was like $2,000.
Mhm.
If you got 2,000, do you have 4?
Yeah, but think about this. If you're going to try to get into the LLM game and Nvidia has made the Orin to do that, but you would still have to build out a framework, that is a good way to get into it because they've already kind of built a little machine around the Orin where if you're not technical, you kind of still have to do that part. You know what I mean? So they're saving you where they're maybe getting you to spend. They're saving you a lot of time. I think that's why that's doing so well in my opinion.
You should get one. The Neuromova N1, the AI sports headband that tells your trainer if you're stressed out.
Yep.
I did not think this would do well.
Okay.
It's 1,066% funded.
Wow.
Now that's $57,000. So it's not like
Right,
something
it's not
crazy.
massive.
It's really weird looking. I don't get it.
Yep.
I am clearly not an athlete. So
what?
I don't
thought
need
you were definitely
a
doing shot
rubber
put regularly.
headband to tell my trainer how I'm doing. He's going to look at me and be like, you're sweating and breathing heavily because you're overweight.
You've
And
never
that'll be all I
been
need.
to the Scottish Highland Games.
Yeah. So new projects. There's a whole bunch of new, there's calorie scales. There's one that has a little arm that takes a picture. I think this whole thing is totally unnecessarily. And
That was way better joke than I thought it was.
It wasn't.
It was. But keep going. Sorry.
lifesummary.ai. It stores all of your
This is a Kickstarter?
yes.
Lifesummary.ai.
Yeah. Stores all of your critical documents, your legal stuff, your IDs, your healthcare, your legal documents, contracts that you didn't bother to read.
Yeah.
It'll tell you if things are going to renew automatically. It'll help you search for things quickly and it's secure. It's a good idea. It's 15% funded. I don't think it's going to make it because you can vibe code this.
Yeah.
Before the end of this
The
Kickstarter,
Kickstarter.
you could vibe code this yourself. There's a backing point for $25 that says get 3 months full access at no cost for $25.
At no cost. Yeah.
Yeah. Remotion AI sprinting coach. I think I told you about that. It looked cool. I liked it, but there was, it looks like there's apps already kind of like it out there. It looks at your form to tell you how to sprint better. Not sprints, not like an agile sprint. It's for runners.
Right.
Don't get
Which
excited.
Could be an agile sprint.
Yes. Day 2 Town, the endless 3D world of intelligent agents. It's like a city. It's a virtual city with AI people walking around and doing things. And I guess you can follow them home and see what they do. There's a mode where you can interact with them, talk to them, whatever. The animation is like Temu Paw Patrol. Like it's not very good.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol stuff. The acting is awful.
Okay.
There's a mode where you can just watch it and people will engage in like a conversation or a fight or whatever, like a conversational fight.
Interesting. I mean, I think the open world thing with agents is interesting.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I was wondering if nobody goes on the server, because it's only 3% funded. There's not a lot of people backing this.
Yeah.
If nobody goes on, could you task them with improving the city? Like make a guy a builder, make a guy a finance guy, make a guy a taxi driver.
Totally.
Like they have to use the taxi to get around town. What would happen to that city? I actually started thinking about this. Like, would they build it or would they just be civil war?
Totally.
Like, what would happen? So there's gonna be some little AI tumbleweeds going around there. It just I agree. Like, I think you could make a good game, but I was thinking like of GTA. Like I want to punch somebody and see what happens.
Yeah.
See how they respond.
I think that most AI models, just in general, have been trained to be quite polite, or at least kind of welcoming, friendly, so that we don't have a terrible experience with them to start. But there's no reason that needs to be the case in this context.
Yeah.
You could actually build into the characteristics of some of these agents. Like, you're actually part of a gang. You're evil. Go out there and see, you know what I mean? And
Whoa.
I'm just saying, you
Why'd
could
you
do
get
that
so dark?
for the game. For the game's
You got
sake.
so-
It's a game. Just unplug
so
the server
dark.
after.
Wow.
It's fine. Everyone's going to be fine.
Okay. There's one called the Taki AI robot friend for young language explorers. It's a
Okay.
little robot
Sounds
the
like
size of a
you need to be
milk
using that
carton.
puppy.
yes, probably.
Yeah.
And it teaches your children how to speak different languages through games and stories.
That's cool.
In case you don't want to use Duolingo, I guess.
Yep.
It's $500 for the little robot.
Yes.
One of their selling points at the top of the page is, does your child keep pestering you for a story when you're working overtime?
Pestering you?
This totally.
Oh, that's
I hate this thing. I love it. I hate it. It supports English and Chinese and might support other languages in the future. Anyways, I don't think that's going to go well. Okay. There's the last one. It's called AI and I.
Yep.
I'm going to read some notes from the page and you tell me when you know what it is.
Okay. AI and
A creative collaboration between human intention and artificial intelligence. Written through code, guided by soul. It's not a corporation or a studio, it's a movement. A call for reflection and connection between humans and the intelligence we've built. These are huge graphics, by the way, in the story section.
Okay.
It's not just a book, it's a movement. I think it's just a book.
So it might be a book. So it might actually. So far, I think I've inferred.
I think that it's an AI written book by a fake AI author. It's like the Tilly Norwood of books.
Yes.
Now, there was one line that threw me off. It said it's more than a book. I don't think it is. It says it's a conversation between logic and longing, code and curiosity, the digital and the divine.
So I'm trying to structure my thoughts around this a little bit. This is a Kickstarter that is being released, and someone narrated or wrote down their conversation with an AI platform. And that's what this book is.
I don't think so.
No?
I think you got to go look at it. I think it's a series of books
Okay.
written by an AI agent that has had some instructions from the guy.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
I mean, it would be phenomenal to design an author agent that actually writes really introspective, interesting books and then sell those books on Amazon bookstore and see how they do. Similar to the Tilly Norwood, similar to the Monet Girls, AI songwriter.
Yeah.
Like all of these creative endeavors are,
you know what you could do though is literally use a print on demand service.
Yes.
You could go and write 5 of these tonight.
Yes.
Have it create the
I'll do.
artwork, make the listings, have it make the listings.
Mm-hmm.
And just put them up. And when the first one sells, print it. Print one.
Yeah, exactly.
And send it.
Yeah.
You
Totally.
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. There's no need to get into all the
Side hustle number 22.
yeah. Printing books.
One thing I did want to bring up, which was really useful with ChatGPT this week. My daughter is having less than an easy time in grade 11 math, advanced math for university levels. And I had to say that because I brag on her. She gave
Somebody in the family had to be good at something.
Yeah,
So I'm glad that it's her.
Me too. I'm glad someone's good at something. So this is what we did. We took.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that. His wife's also very talented, and the rest of your kids are talented.
Yes,
your dogs are great.
My dogs are amazing as well. The quiz we got the paper from, we took pictures of, we put it into ChatGPT. We're like, give an assessment. We need you to ask Addie what her level of math understanding is before going through these quizzes, just to make sure that we're building on a strong foundation. Can you look at these pictures, see her responses, like her written answers, and tell us what level she's at, and then prepare a 10-question quiz that will get her up to speed. And it did it flawlessly. It did, once you send me your answers, I'll mark each one, explain step-by-step logic, point out any rules that need more review. Would you like me to grade with hints so you can try again before I tell you the final answers? It was one of the most interesting things and useful things that I've done and seen with my kids using AI so far, because it wasn't replacing their desire to learn. It was actually highlighting their desire to learn. She wanted to be able to do well on the test. She didn't want just the answers. She actually wanted to know. So this is one of those environments where it's like AI augmentation through the learning process is something that could be very useful for humans. So
amazing.
There you go.
Amazing.
Positive AI stuff.
Awesome. Well, I think that wraps it up for today. If you've watched this far, you have to subscribe. It's now a requirement, please. And like and say hello. Tell us which Kickstarter you're not going to back.
Yes.
And which piece of news you found the most interesting. And we will see you again in 2 weeks when everything has changed all over again.